Hi, everybody. Welcome to our live guided meditation today. My name is Stephanie Wagner. I'm a trainer and program specialist for Healthy Minds Innovations. I apologize, we're going live a couple of minutes late today. I'm having some technical issues on my end, so my hope is that you can hear me. And if we're lucky, you can see me. Let's hope for that. So if you are in the space here, I just want to invite you to share where you live and maybe a word about how you're feeling today. And I'll introduce to you who we are at Healthy Minds Innovations and a little bit about our practice theme for the day. So we at Healthy Minds Innovations are a nonprofit that's affiliated with the Center for Healthy Minds, a research institution out of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And what we do is we translate the scientific insights coming out of the center into tools to help people both cultivate as well as measure well-being. So we've been coming together every week, every Thursday, and if you practice with Daniela in Spanish on Mondays as well, to train our minds and qualities associated with resilience and flourishing. So today we are going to be working with listening to the wisdom of the body. So the skills that we work with here in the Healthy Minds program are rooted in the Healthy Minds well-being framework. There are 4 different dimensions of well-being that we tend to and that we train in. And these 4 dimensions are awareness, connection, insight, and purpose. So I was inspired actually around this idea of listening to the wisdom of the body, finding in my own experience as we're moving into the winter months in certain areas of the world, certainly where I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's colder here, that it's getting colder, we're hunkered in. Many of us, including myself, are in front of our computers for a lot of our day, and it can be very easy to tune out to what is going on in our body. And the truth is that our body is sending us signals all the time. It's sending us signals of in the form of hunger cues and thirst, or sensations affiliated with like a desire to move. And when we're not tuned in, because we're either like in a state of being emotionally overwhelmed, or we're in front of our computer, we just don't tend to our body in the way that maybe we could, so that we can optimize our well-being. So today we are going to focus on learning to listen to our body in a couple of different ways. We're going to work with the breath, we're going to work with sensations, and then we're going to work with a little period of inquiry, sort of asking ourselves, using insight, what our body needs in this moment. So primarily the areas that we're going to be working with today are in the dimensions of awareness and insight. So great. Glad that you can hear me. Glad that you can see me. That is wonderful. Thank you, David, for answering that inquiry here. So I hear that there's a little bit of an echo here. I'm not sure how to tend to that. There are no other sources of audio, so I'm just gonna go into the practice and just hope that it's gonna work out for the best, and trust in the process. So let's go ahead and find ourselves in a comfortable posture here. So this means getting yourself comfortable, something that feels workable for you for the next 20 to 25 minutes or so. You can choose to practice with your eyes open or your eyes closed. And settle in by taking a couple of slow, deep breaths. See if you can let go a little bit on the end of the out breath, allowing the body and mind to relax. And then take a moment to reflect on your motivation for training your mind. Why do you continue to practice, and why are you practicing today? Take a moment to touch in with that motivation silently in your mind. All right, so we're going to move into the first part of our practice where we're going to begin paying attention to the breath. So our breath can give us a lot of information about what's going on with us. Sometimes our breath may be shallow and high, indicating high in our body, indicating that we're stressed out or anxious. Sometimes the breath can feel a little bit lower, sort of signifying a sense of more groundedness and stability. So here we're going to notice today what's happening with our breath. So go ahead and just breathe naturally the way that you normally would, and simply know that you're breathing. There's no need to breathe any differently than you would normally. We just know here that we're breathing on the in-breath, and we know that we're breathing on the out-breath. Notice how your body and mind relax each time you exhale. So this isn't something that you need to do. Just notice that natural release that happens at the end of the exhale. There's almost this sense of naturalness at the end of the out breath. And this is an opportunity for us to notice, too, when our mind has wandered, no longer connected to awareness of the sensation of breathing. Return your mind again and again each time you notice that you're lost. See if you can notice too where the breath is coming from in your body. Do you feel the breath most naturally and most strongly in your chest, in your belly, or in your nostrils? Tune in to where you feel the breath and the sensations of the breath the most strongly. Remember, there's no need to breathe any differently than you would at any other time. Here, we're simply noticing the sensations of the breath in the body. And now see if you can notice the short gap that happens at the end of the out breath. There's this moment in between the exhale and the inhale. See if you can notice that gap. Notice that gap before naturally breathing in and continuing to work with awareness of the breath, resting in those moments of the gap at the end of the out breath. Once again, we're not creating an experience here. We're actually noticing something that's always happening. There's always this moment in between the in breath and the out breath. And so let's let go of awareness of the body and the breath. Allow the mind to rest for a moment here, not paying any attention to anything in particular. Simply be. Be present in this moment with things as they are. You might notice thoughts arising in your mind. That's completely natural. See if you can just continue to allow the mind to rest. Okay, so we're going to move into the second phase of our practice, which is awareness of sensations in the body. So there are lots of sensations that our body has, things ranging from pain to energy to cues associated with hunger, thirst, and a desire to move. So here we're going to bring awareness to the dynamic and changing sensations in the body. So as you're sitting here, become aware of sensations in your body and simply notice a sense that you're sitting here in this moment. You can notice the feeling of your feet being supported by the floor. Your seat being supported by whatever you're sitting on. What does that feel like? And notice those sensations. You can notice the sensations in the palms of your hands. You might notice warmth or coolness, energy movement. You see if you can notice what's happening in the body. And as you're sitting here, see if you can notice whatever sensations are happening in the body beyond what I've just directed you to. And see if you can be with those sensations, know those sensations. These sensations might be in the form of pain, dullness, something associated with an emotion. So just notice whatever's happening in your body right now. And as you're observing these sensations, see if you can notice how they're changing and moving. And in the midst of the sensations changing and moving, see if you can notice that that thread of awareness, that capacity of our mind to know, is continuous. And there's no need to concentrate strongly here. There's just a sense of naturalness and knowing of the sensations that are occurring in your body. Notice those moments where your mind's disconnected, no longer with the body, and bring the attention back in those moments where your mind has wandered. We'll take another moment of micro rest here. Let go of paying attention to the sensations in the body and allow the mind to rest for a moment. Just allowing the mind to rest as it is. All right, so next we're going to use a really brief period of self-inquiry. And so what this looks like is we ask ourselves a question in our mind. So the question that we're going to ask ourselves right now is, what does my body need right now? And listen in your mind to whatever arises. So there may be some natural response to the inquiry, some thought that arises, and there may be nothing. So the idea here is to just be with whatever arises. So the question is, what does my body need right now? And then tune in with curiosity. Does your body need nourishment? Are there any thirst or hunger cues happening for you right now? Notice what those cues feel like if they're present for you. No need to fix or change. Just tune in. Or perhaps your body is calling for some kind of movement. Maybe you haven't moved in a while. Maybe you notice some tension in your neck or your shoulders. So you have permission to move in your practice in this moment. So maybe it's a little moving of your neck gently from side to side. You know what your body needs. Tuning into the wisdom. If it's requiring movement, move. If it's requiring stillness, be still. So take a moment or two to inquire if your body needs some movement. We can move and practice at the same time. Maybe you notice some pain in your body. You can bring a light awareness to those sensations of discomfort or pain. Notice your relationship to those sensations. And see if you can be kind. What is a way that you could express some kindness to those uncomfortable sensations that you might be experiencing? Again, maybe it's movement. Maybe it's allowing, not resisting the experience as it's happening. Take a moment to explore that. And for this last moment or so of practice, feel free to work with whatever way in which you want to listen to the wisdom of your body. So maybe it's a way that you work with in your own practice or something that we've talked about today. Breath, sensations, inquiry. Just take the last minute to work in your practice of listening to your body in an inspiring way. And then you can let go of your practice and allow the mind to rest for a moment. If your eyes have been closed, you can begin to open your eyes with a sense of appreciation to the sights around you. And I'd be interested to hear from you in the chat box. What came up from your practice today? What did you notice about your body? Was there a particular aspect of the practice that resonated with you today that maybe is something that you don't normally pay attention to? So the invitation here as a result of doing the practice, as I'm waiting to hear from your comments in the chat, is to use these ways to listen to the wisdom of your body. We can notice the breath, notice those moments where the breath may be high and shallow, see if we can be with the breath, ground in the body. We can notice sensations in our body, notice how they're changing, and listen for what the body is calling for. Is the body calling for nourishment, movement, kindness? And sort of tend to your body, treat your body in a kind way that is honoring the fact that the body is sending us signals all the time. and it's our responsibility to listen. And through this practice today, we were able to listen to some subtleties of these cues that we don't normally, that we're not normally aware of. We're not normally aware of the sense of relaxation on the out breath. We're maybe not as tuned into our relationship with pain. So there are ways in which we can actually work with the wisdom of the body. So my hope for you is that you actually are able to apply this in your daily life in those moments where you're in front of your computer for hours, or maybe you're cooking dinner in your kitchen, so whatever it may be. And as I am waiting to hear from your chats, I just want to share with you two opportunities to continue connecting with Healthy Minds. So if you're inspired in continuing to practice in this way, we have a free app that's freely offered due to the generosity of our donors. Check out the Healthy Minds program app and download it from your app store. The other thing that I want to mention that I am really excited about is that we are launching the second cohort of our Healthy Minds Masterclass that's beginning in the middle of January. The Healthy Minds Masterclass is an 8-week exploration into the skills of a healthy mind, in which we focus on science, practice, and habit formation. And we have been in the midst of a really inspiring cohort right now of people who are coming together on a weekly basis, really dedicated to training their minds. We practice together, we learn about the science, we have Q&A, and then there are opportunities to do practice interviews in between the sessions. So would love for you to join us for our winter cohort. There's also an opportunity for you to give it as a gift, which I think, wow, what a cool gift to get, like training the mind in these qualities of well-being. So if you feel inspired, please check out the link in the chat. And I just want to take a look at some of the comments here. Great, so feeling some tension in the upper neck and shoulders, reflecting on many beliefs, capacity of memory, and the mind and aspects in addition to the body. So wonderful. So thank you so much for your practice today. And if you speak Spanish, there's an opportunity for you to practice with Daniela on Monday. And if not, there will be an opportunity for you to practice with one of the English speaking trainers next Thursday at 11 a.m. Thanks so much for your practice today.